This is the Asus VP28U.
And coming in from Asus is an Asus 28-inch LCD monitor. This is a 71.12 centimeters in widescreen 4K goodness with Ultra HD 4K 1 microsecond trace free plus game like a pro, play like a pro, 5-way navigation. There's some kind of joystick on this for navigating the inbuilt menu. It's wall mountable, has eye care built into it, Asus FreeSync technology, Energy Star, and made by Asus, as you would expect, being an Asus product. So you may be thinking, wow, it's another 28-inch 4K display. It's £300. $299 currently on Very, or $329. You can find it at various other places online, and I think it's worth looking at, because that's not a lot of money for 4K 10-bit color. FreeSync, some people may have problems with that, but 28 inches of widescreen goodness. So in the box we have a base covered in plastic, fairly sizable base at that. No moving parts in it, but it's one of these boyos, so we'll be careful when we're setting that down as to not scratch the table. We have VIP member notice in a bag, kind of a quick start guide, an idea of what's around the back of this screen. A DP cable, always useful for connecting it up. A European plug, standard plug, and the screen. That's it. There's nothing really too much else to do with it. We just attach this to the stand, which we'll do now. And there we have it, despite a slight drop. You may have noticed a change in the camera positioning and all that caper. Okay, so I was somewhat confused, but on the box there's a wee hatch at the bottom that opened up to get in under the polystyrene and find a UK plug. I was a bit worried there that it only came with a European plug, because it's from a UK provider as well. This is the Asus. We have an energy rating of B. It could be better, I suppose, but what you gonna do? B's still better than C. I want to put a positive spin on it. We can take all that off. We've got the Asus logo across here. We have a P over here for, well, DP really, for well, DP. HDMI. So over here we have some specifications. We have basically what's on the front of the box, but in slightly more colourful tones. And we can pull that off. Looks to be a serration here, like you can rip it, but I want it all off. And it's black plastic. We have a just slightly more than a 1 centimeter frame around the outside of it here. We have some nice big fingerprints there from where it slipped out of my hand whilst I was jiggering it around. And if we go round the back, where all the action is, so we have the joystick here. 5-way, so click, up, down, left, right. Over here we have the wall mount, the little rubber nudes that have been put in there to fill. We have a Kensington lock over here, and then we have a bit of plastic there that seems like it comes away. And then we have the ports, for which we have the power over here, one HDMI, two HDMIs, and a DP. No USBs, no nothing like that, no hubs or anything built into this, just straight up ports. Oh, and a headphone jack over there, of course. No microphone jack, actually. It shows a headset without a microphone. Okay, so that's only output, no input. Over here we have the LED that comes through, obviously the power light, and that's about your lot. So one thing that gets me about this stand initially is adjustment. So it does go back a good bit. I'll try and illustrate that for you. There's a decent amount of tilt. Turn will require moving the entire stand, and then you obviously can't raise or lower it. But stands are becoming a thing of the past for quite a few people. Hardcore dedicated computer heads and gamers alike are going for monitor stands and mounting arms that will utilise this, and to be honest, I think I'm going to get one of those just to free up some desk space, because I always have a monitor to review. Then up at the very top here we have the ASUS logo and a grill for heat dissipation, as there is down at the bottom too. So what we'll do is we'll go and get this plugged in and we'll have a look at it, zoom in on some pixels. Worth pointing out, and apologies for the poor lighting conditions, is the cable here. It doesn't quite, there's a bit of a lip here, so it's difficult to get this in without bending the cable a bit. Could have been this area here, could have just been more flush along here, or there could have been a cut here for you to be able to put your cable in. Just a small, even diagonal cut in here cable wise. The power cable is somewhat the same, just isn't a perfect example of a grand design.
And switching around to the front just to have a quick look at how the colours look on this. Straight out of the box, things do seem to be a bit bleached, a bit faded, quite as vivid and realised as you would like. The camera I'm using here doesn't really show it up too well, and in fact the Never Say Never Again poster in the background actually looks quite good when I'm reviewing the footage now. But the likes of the Chrome icon there and stuck to the taskbar, it does seem to be very washed out to the human eye. You can see some pixels on there, however that might be more to do with the camera itself and being able to pick those up. But initial impressions are that this is going to need some tinkering to get the most out of it. And having a quick look online, I see a lot of people offering suggestions of particularly good settings to be using depending on your environment. Moving along to the on-screen menu, it is confusing at best in the initial stages, but afterward, whenever you get into the actual menu itself, it seems fairly simple, and there is a slew of on-screen options for you to tinker around with to get the most out of the screen. One thing I do like is that it shows you up on the top right hand side that it's running in standard mode using the DisplayPort 4K and at 60 Hz. There is actually an impressive amount of options in this menu, most of which you probably will have no need for, but playing around in there can find a number of interesting novelties. For example, having different setups easily available. So let me know if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to look up in particular, and check on techaddicts.uk in the future for a review. Hit that subscribe button, give us a wee thumbs up if you fancy, and other than that, take care.